Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. If you're looking at your screen right now, you could tell by this title here, this headline, this is not good news. We're going to dive into why it's not good news. I'm going to read some of the key points of this article, and then we're going to talk about the problem with this, the bigger problem than what you're just looking at. All right, the link for this article will be down for you in the description as well. It is coming from Cord Cutters News. So the headline here, YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu, and others warn that the FCC can't legally turn them into cable TV companies no matter what locals demand. So apparently there was a major fight that started at the FCC between local ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC owners and streaming services like YouTube TV. They're saying at the core of this issue it was whether streaming services should be considered cable TV by the FCC and therefore regulated like Comcast or Spectrum. Right off the bed, that's a head nod as to no. No. All right. Reading a little bit more into the story here. Last week, the National Association of Broadcasters announced that in 2024, one of its main goals was to get the FCC to change the rules about how live TV streaming services are regulated. They're saying to help stop that, this week, the Preserve Viewer Choice Coalition, that's members include YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu, and others like Roku, have pushed back saying the FCC cannot legally turn them into cable TV companies under law. So it looks like this week, Preserve Viewer Choice Coalition sent a memo to Cord Cutters News arguing that even the FCC chair, Jessica Rosenworcel, says that it is not possible. According to them, under the 1984 Cable Act and the 1992 Cable Act, cannot legally turn streaming services like YouTube TV into cable TV companies. There was a statement here by the Preserve Viewer Choice Coalition. Here's what they said. They said the FCC has clearly stated it does not have the authority to implement new regulations on streaming services, and Americans across the political spectrum strongly oppose regulating streaming services like cable, which would drive up costs, hurt content creators, and restrict the availability of local news. So the question here is, why are local channels like ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC station owners trying to turn streaming into cable TV, and what do they hope to gain? Obviously, they want to jack up the price. They can make better deals with cable companies. They can charge much more than they can with small streaming companies. They can build bigger, more aggressive contracts that pretty much pigeonhole the cable companies. And that's what they've done. And that's why a lot of cable companies are falling flat on their face, because they're unable to make deals that are satisfying for them and to keep prices down for customers. That's the biggest argument with Spectrum. That's the big argument that Spectrum had with Disney. They couldn't reach an agreement where it was fair for Spectrum to make a profit, offer affordable content to the viewer, and somehow keep Disney satisfied enough to still be partners with them. We know that Disney gets very greedy. They have, they're a household name and they want what they want. But it's very difficult for cable companies today to succeed with cord-cutting solutions. However, that is not anyone's problem but the cable companies and who they do business with. They should not take it out on free streaming services. They should not take it out on consumers that have decided consciously to step away from cable, however you want to say it, to walk away from cable and go to a cord-cutting solution. They may have found that it was the better option for them for a number of reasons. One of them could be financially. Secondly, they don't feel like they're getting their money's worth. And third, they simply don't watch the channels, period. They just don't have the time. So they turn to solutions that are either cheaper. So this way, if they're in the mood to maybe watch something, it's there and it's not costing them an arm and a leg. Or they may even be going to free content like Pluto or other free solutions that are out there. There's a world of them by now at this time. All right, so they're saying that in July, local TV station owners formed a coalition for local news to push the FCC to force cord-cutting services to be treated like cable TV companies. They're saying if the FCC agrees to change the rules, it will force YouTube TV, Hulu, Fubo, and other services to strike deals directly with the owners of local TV stations instead of networks, meaning prices will go up, contracts will be more aggressive, and ultimately cord-cutting solutions will become cable. We don't want this. So they're asking, how are streaming services like Fubo, etc. fighting back? They're saying the same month YouTube TV, Fubo, Vidgo, which I've never heard of them, but Roku, Paramount, Disney, NBC, Universal, and others formed the Preserve Viewer Choice Coalition to stop this move. They said in a statement, cable and satellite regulations were enacted decades ago, long before most Americans had even heard of the internet. It's almost laughable, they're saying, that the same policies would be appropriate in an era with nearly unlimited viewing options. The group said that at launch and has since reiterated this several times. So they're saying this fight is putting local TV station owners like Nexstar at odds with network owners like ABC, Disney, NBC, Universal's Comcast. Under the existing rules, ABC and NBC can sign contracts covering all their affiliates, even the affiliates they don't own, with streaming services like YouTube TV. Saying if local TV stations win, it would dramatically change how the FCC regulates live TV streaming services. Primarily, it would force the live streaming services to negotiate directly with owners of local TV stations like Nexstar. They're saying Fubo, Hulu, and other streaming services wouldn't be able to strike deals directly with Paramount for all CBS stations. And then there's some other stuff here. And so basically, the big question, right? Would this cost more money? Well, of course. They're saying if local stations get their way, it could also mean you will pay more for services like YouTube TV, Fubo, and Hulu Plus Live TV if the owners of local ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC stations succeed. They're saying that you would need to pay $1.23 fee per subscriber every year to cover the FCC regulatory fee imposed on cable TV companies. And it might even cost more than that. So the biggest concern here is this could be the start of something really bad. This could mean cord-cutting solutions are in trouble. If the FCC, you start with a little grain of salt, and then you move on to pepper, right? And that's how you get a more aggressive seasoning. And what's going to happen? That means the customer is the one that's going to be left, with the bill. We're going to get stuck with the bill. Like I just said, Americans have a choice. They've chosen to leave cable for a reason. Now, we are basically going to undo everything that was just done over the last couple of years with cord cutting if indeed the FCC starts to regulate how free streaming content and paid for cord cutting solutions are regulated. I don't like this move. I think it's unfair. The best thing would be to just simply just take away the local channels then. I'm sorry. I know many of the people that are paying for YouTube TV or Philo or whichever ones have it, you might enjoy that content. But it is better if they just simply go separate ways. There's other resources online for you to get local channels. You can buy an antenna, just do the old school antenna, put it up by a window, put it behind your TV. It usually still will pick up good reception. And then you get your local channels, you still get your cord cutting solutions, and you don't have to pay anything for it. And you're not contributing to the death of cord cutting, because ultimately that's what's going to happen. Once it starts, it's going to continue to start. And we're always going to hear Spectrum and other cable companies cry wolf because of the situation they're in. Everyone has decided to pretty much move away from cord cutting solutions to save money. I mean, it's a great way to save money. Cable is overpriced. There's a lot of channels that you pay for that you do not watch because either you choose not to watch it or you simply don't have time to watch it. But that bill is not going to change just because you're busy. So therefore, you can find cheaper alternatives or free alternatives, and you're not financially strained, and you still get to watch what you want when you want to watch it. But that leaves, cable companies in the dark, but they're going to have to do something if they want to stay around. They're going to have to reevaluate their positions. They're going to have to lower prices. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to make a little less profit. They're going to have to be more budget conscious. They're so used to having the ball in their court. They've been basically in charge for decades, and they don't want to change. They don't want to adapt to a new world, but they're going to have to if they want to stick around. That's just how it is. Technology constantly evolves. It will always change. In a couple of years, there's going to be better versions to get content. There's going to be other options for us. That's just how it goes. Things will always continue to evolve. But that's really all I have to say about this. Not much more that I can say without continuing to just rant aimlessly. But I think I got my point across, and I think my point is valid. For those of you that agree with me, give the video a like, leave a comment if you like. I always do my best to answer back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.